Sean has come too.
This process began in early January of this year. It started with a struggle. Someone who's been fighting himself for over a month on what to create, how to use his new editing software, what the overall message of this video is going to be, and what the long-term creative goal is. I want to be perfectly frank. I apologize ahead of time. The starting audio just straight up sucks. I can do much better. Bear with me. It will get better. So I want to give a very brief crash course on my personal history. I started with film in high school doing my own creative stuff, and then I went to college, got my bachelor's, got my master's, and then I never touched film again. Became an engineer and said, you know what, this is it. I don't want to do this anymore. With this new engineering job, I got to work from home, which is great, saved a lot of commuter money, right? But I also became really antisocial. That's not good. Eventually, I got so bored with how things were, I rediscovered my creative side, and that enabled me to go out and socialize again. And then I went on adventures that I never anticipated that I would be going on. Like I went to Utah, I went to the Upper Peninsula to see a rally. I got my Subaru because I'm like, oh, rally's freaking awesome. Right, so I'm trusting that the autofocus is functioning. My matcha latte is still warm after fiddling with the camera settings for a good 5 minutes. Well, this is the first time I'm recording a video on the A7R5. It's my new camera. I got it in September. Yeah. I was on an A6300, sorry, it is a little cold, for the longest time, probably close to 10 years, about as long as it's been out, really. And I went through college with it, and it was pretty good. But either way, I'm in Bloomington. Conditions kind of suck. This isn't a weather report. This is just, I like shooting in inclement weather. I love driving in inclement weather. I drive a Subaru Outback Touring XT. It is a whole lot of fun. The amount of control is ridiculous. It's great. But anyways, this is the start of my personal channel. I used to be the filmmaker, the editor, the director of photography, poster, the manager, everything. I co-owned the channel ComedyCombatants with my buddy Brendan, and after I went into my master's, which I got my bachelor's in film and my master's of science and information and communication sciences, as great as it was, I'm like, maybe film isn't for me, not because I don't enjoy it, I love it, but because I want to have a family, I want money. I don't want an incredible climb to get there, at least not, at that time. And then I realized, I got my master's, I got the nice paying job. It's fulfilling to a degree. I've been in this engineering job for 4 years now, and coming up in February. And last year, I'm like, man, I just need to get back into the creative headspace. So I picked up my A6300 that I didn't use a whole lot outside of college, and our YouTube channel, which died before, like I said, my master's. And I started shooting photography. I got another lens. I went to some rally events, which I'll show some pictures. Love it. I'm also getting into rally. That's another expensive hobby. God help me. A lot because it's beautiful. It's got a lot of creative characters, a lot of rowdy kids. It's got like an old downtown area, and it's also got like a nice modern area, and the campus is really pretty. Don't tell my Ball State friends this, but I think Bloomington is just a little bit prettier. If I knew how pretty it was before I went to Ball State, I might have gone here. But at the same time, Ball State really wowed me with their film program, and some may be shocked by that, but no, it was actually really good. I had a lot of great professors, and I had a great time. I learned a ton, and I also got to flex all my creative muscles, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. But that aside, became an engineer, and now I'm standing in the snow in Bloomington, having a early life crisis. I'm 25. So yeah, made it back to my car. Hands were getting really cold, and I just wanted a change in scenery. Not very nice as out there, even though some wouldn't say that is nice. Yeah, so really we stopped posting videos on the main channel, ComedyCombatants, because I got busy. I was busy with school. I didn't go home that whole entire year, whereas in my bachelor's I would go home multiple times. Almost once a month, and to the point where my mom was getting upset with me. She's like, you need to make a community where you live, not back at home. I'm like, yeah, I know, but the channel, you're not getting paid. Yeah, I know, but it's my passion. Well, you saw what happened to my passion, right? I stopped filming, and I got busy. I got the job right out of college, and it's a lot of work. It's a full-time job, but I couldn't ignore the creative side of things. I needed back in. And here I am, starting my own personal channel, which honestly I'm quite excited about. I was walking back to my car in the snow. I had the camera on the tripod, just walking with it. I'm like, this is exciting. I don't know who's going to watch me. I don't know who's going to listen to me. Probably nobody, and that's fine. But I'm enjoying making content, in this case about myself. With ComedyCombatants, I filmed and all this stuff, and I script wrote, but a lot of the times I just wanted it to be improv, and the guys did great. I loved just having fun with my buddies and just creating some dumb content. And then everyone got busy. We were kids. Pretty much, we were teenagers. And went to school, some went immediately into the workforce, people moved away, and it got harder and harder to film. And it's just what happens. So there is some brighter news, though. Me and my buddies, we stay in touch. A lot of us play games together still, which is cool. But a lot of us also just haven't got to spend much time together at all in the past year. And for example, Brendan and I, the co-owners, he got really busy. He bought a house, and there's a lot of situations behind that, and he's doing what he can to stay afloat, and this economy sucks. I haven't even bought a house yet, and I'm like, I don't even want to, because the chances of me losing my job, because I'm in the tech industry, lots of layoffs happen. I just got a promotion, and I feel like there's a higher chance that I can get laid off, but at the same time, they're like, well, we hired you because you are the talent we wanted. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but first people on the chopping block are the new guys, right? But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I also want to make clear that I don't want to paint Brendan, Canadians, don't want to paint Brendan in a bad light. I also got really busy toward the end of high school, and especially throughout college. So, it wasn't just him, it wasn't just everyone else. I also played a role in the untimely death of our channel. Oh, by the way, I totally spaced on finishing my thought on the brighter news that is coming. Our channel, it's not dead. At least that's the current plan. Still subject to change, but we're gonna try to resurrect it. We are starting production up again, this time with more scripted content. There's still gonna be a modicum of improv, but mostly it's gonna be scripted. There's gonna be more production quality, as there already is. Besides our higher quality comedy sketches that we'll be rolling out, we also plan to do some short films as well. We're all collectively much more mature now. We started the channel when we were in high school, and our humor was awful. We still crack up about it every now and then. There's still some funny moments, but we're excited to grow into these new expanses. Everyone has their own breadth of experiences from all their walks of life. I went to college, and I'm in this corporate job, and there's something I could do with that, right? And I'm in Raleigh and all this stuff.
whereas a couple of my buddies are mechanics, or maybe they're IT and they're help desk. I had a buddy who worked in the food industry. I met whenever I was flying down south to Florida, I met a professional ballerina. We have such a wider range now that we've lived life a little bit. And I'm so glad we're coming back together to create this comedy think tank. And hopefully, if we get more people on board, we can start cranking out stuff efficiently, no one gets burnt out, and it just works out. That's the goal. I hope we can make that happen. So, plans moving forward with this YouTube channel. I really want to do rally team progress videos. I plan on making a rally team. I have a lot of people in Kentucky, Ohio, and some in Indiana who are willing to hop on and work on this as a group project. And I just got to find a co-driver pretty much. There's going to be a lot of behind the scenes footage of any comedy sketches we do or any short films that I want to create for this channel. So stay tuned for that as well. There's going to be content on my personal car, like, I don't know, I might do a oil change and talk video or something, just, or the modifications that I do, the trips I take it on, stuff like that. But that'll also kind of just tie into my personal travel vlogs, which I'll also be doing. If anything, this is just my journal. Maybe it's inspiration for people to go out and experience the world. Maybe you're like me and, you just have a desk job and you don't really want to leave your comfort zone, but it's important. And of course, photography. That's probably the main thing here. I want to try to grow a community for photography, among all the other things, but photography is very important to me. So I created a Substack like every other photographer is doing, and I honestly recommend that you do it as well. So I've written one article so far, and I had so much fun doing it. I felt relieved doing it. It was like a therapy session for me, but at the same time, I'm trying to open up a dialogue, and I feel comfortable with sharing everything. It's just a great platform for photographers or writers or really anybody. I'm excited to keep publishing on there and creating a community. I would love if you subscribed to my Substack and I could subscribe to you, and we could just create a little community and get better together or find opportunities together. So yeah. From a creative who lost their way and wandered into the tech industry to one who found their footing again with their head also in the clouds. These are my adventures for the love of.